Lindsey wants wood.
Medic.
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Fools Rush In. And we record on the day that the news has finally broke that we have a new first team head coach. Aside from that, we have a game that we're going to play as part of our summer content. We have panelists all around the country ready to give their views. And we have the Piss Pot Trophy draw and news of a transfer rumour, all to cover during this episode. Let's start with the hellos, and sporting a very nice backdrop featuring the new manager, we have Mark. How are you, buddy?
I'm very well, Mr. Fife. How are you?
I am very well, thank you for asking. Fresh from, well, weddings, honeymoons, days on the golf course and kids' birthdays, Warren's decided to have a rest and join us. How are you, pal?
Oh, it's lovely to be back, guys. Lovely to see all your beautiful faces.
Oh, too kind.
Wrong glasses.
Someone who, after last week, has become one of the most inspiring men I know. Good evening, Ned.
Oh, me? Oh, hello. Hello.
How are you, pal?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. And one of the sexiest men to wear Swindon Town colours at the moment. How are you, Craig?
Oh, God, I thought he was going to say Ben then. No,
I thought it was going to be me.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Not too bad, thanks. You're too kind.
The ever reliable and very committed, despite handing in his transfer request to go to bigger pods, BTB is here. How are you, pal?
I'm very well, Stephen. Looking forward this evening, and pleased we've got a coach. So, yeah, all good.
And live from Glastonbury, ready to give his views. So we will delve straight in. Welcome back from your holiday, young Rich. How are you, pal?
Yeah, very well, thanks, mate. You?
Yeah, very, very well. I know you're a very, very busy man, so we'll let you jump straight in. And the big news today, we've appointed our new first team head coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel as if that, it's one of those appointments that I think everybody's a little bit underwhelmed about, obviously, because there was a massive 2 weeks of us recruiting and trying to find a manager and things like that. Numerous betting agencies starting like at 2-1. It's going to be Delaney, then it's going to be Crofts, then it's going to be Mason, then it's going to be Carrick, etc., etc., etc. And I feel as if that, everybody's going to be underwhelmed, especially when it's a promotion internally. But I feel as if that it's a very good and positive appointment. Obviously, he knows the players. The continuity of the team carries on from where it left off last season, and I think what a lot of people don't actually realise is that how much influence that Lindsey had. It's all well and good that we've talked about Garner and everything like that, but really, and it's only hindsight, and it's only until now that we actually realise that what potential influence Lindsey actually had on the players last season. And I feel as if that actually he probably had one of the biggest influences than any of the coaching staff, than Garner and everything like that. And I feel that, just listening to his interviews earlier on and everything like that, the passion that he shows for this football club, he was obviously under 18s manager with us. Then he obviously was assistant with us last season. I like to think that, we got to look at it like this. I mean, is it a cheap option? I don't think it is, really. I really don't. I'm not looking at it as a cheap option. I feel as if that it is a positive for a very highly rated coach to come in and give us and continue what we started last season. And I think that's the key words there. I think started from carry on from last season, where we left off. We know we can improve. And the additional players that we do get in from this transfer window, and how we ramp up during pre-season, I think it's only going to benefit us. And I like to see us push on, and I'm feeling confident. I've seen a lot of people saying that it's the cheap option and why it took so long and stuff like that. Listen, I mean, the diligence that went into this, the people that potentially were going to get appointed and then got pulled out, it is what it is. But I mean, I'll leave that there, because obviously there's other people to have their opinion on it. But I'm really, really excited about it. I wasn't this morning, but after listening to him and the interviews that he's done and the passion that he shows and some of the videos from last season, the one especially at Bradford, it's things that you forget. So it's and I love to see that in a manager, and also feel as if that he's going to do a lot in the community as well. So more than Garner did. So yeah, really, really excited.
Well, given the majority of the reaction on social media to the news, you've certainly put a more positive spin than if anyone was reading those comments, Rich, which is music to my ears. Craig, let's come to you, because I know you like Rich, you were listening to the interviews and stuff, and through your social media, you've retweeted out some of the key quotes. What's your thoughts on the appointment?
Yeah, I mean, when we were hearing rumours that that it might be Lindsey coming through, I wasn't dead against it. I think it was is it Dee McKelly? Is that name?
Yeah,
the
Dee McKelly.
Technical director, Dee McKelly. He was saying about continuity being key, and that wasn't the main reason why Lindsey got the job. He said he wanted to go for the best candidate for the job. He also said that the reason that it taken so long was he's only been in the job a couple of weeks himself. He didn't know Scott Lindsey, but he said he wanted to do a thorough and proper recruitment process and interview loads of people. And he only got to know Lindsey in the last sort of week or so, and asking people around the club who speak very highly of him. And, he basically said that, it's not about being a cheap option or anything like that, because if you get the appointment wrong, it ends up becoming an expensive option in the long run. And it was about the right candidate for the job. And he said that Lindsey is the right candidate. So for me, I think it's a good sign-in. Yeah, it did drag on for a long time. I must admit, my patience was being tried. And I'm normally one of the more pessimistic ones on the panel, but I'm quite pleased that it's Lindsey. We got the continuity from last season. I reckon he was key to a lot of the dressing room atmosphere that was with the players, and that happened quickly. And you can't fake that sort of thing. That happened. That's a natural process to happen, and I reckon he was key for that. So when it comes to rebuilding next season, I reckon he will, the team will gel together quickly, because we're going to still have a bit of a turnover where it comes to players coming in and out. But I'm quite positive on it. I think, I don't think it's like with the fan base. I don't think they're too negative, but they're underwhelmed. I understand. I see where they're coming from. And as somebody else pointed out on Twitter, if Lee Power had made this appointment, we would all be saying it was the cheap option and everything else. But when you listen to the interviews from Scott Lindsey and Dee McKelly, it's I think it'll be hard pressed to not change the minds of those who are a bit sceptical, to say the least.
Mark, Craig makes a very valid point. I think what's led to this, the recurring theme from Rich and Craig, has been that sort of underwhelmed. And I think what's led to that is the long, drawn-out process. Does it surprise you a little bit that for something that seems to have gone on for best part of 3 weeks, essentially, it's then a promotion from inside the camp that's the end result?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I'm honest, after all the hyperbole and conversation of the last few weeks, you'd have thought that we were very much on for an external candidate getting the role. Somebody of an under 23 or a higher league academy coach that was looking to cut their teeth as a head coach in a league club. It kind of lent itself for whatever reason towards us getting somebody along those lines, and rightfully said, we've had names like Crofts and Delaney mentioned, and even Mason or Carrick maybe coming into their first coaching roles, and one of those wouldn't have been a surprise. I think I had it pointed out on social media that we were maybe considered to be overreaching, but then we attracted Di Canio in League Two. We attracted Dennis Wise in League Two, and even Paul Sturrock, although he was more of a lower league manager, but still, the big names. So I didn't think it would have been a case of overreaching at all.
In fairness, we attracted Dennis Wise for what seemed 3 weeks, though. Let's be honest.
No, true. But attracted him. We still managed to do at that time. I mean, yes, 3 weeks seems a relatively long period of time for what is essentially an internal promotion. But putting the mechanics of that to one side, I did say yesterday that when the money seemed to be flooding in for Lindsey, that I would be underwhelmed with the appointment. And initially I was. I'm not going to lie about that. But having listened to the social media interviews with Dee McKaylee and also with Lindsey himself, I've kind of bought into that passion. You can't fake that. You know when somebody's being disingenuous. He genuinely has that integrity there, and I think he has that affinity with the club. Bearing in mind, this is obviously not his first spell. He was obviously here for as a youth coach before, and as has been pointed out, 7 of his players made it into the first team. So that pathway is something that we're very keen to build and develop. Now, from a continuity point of view, I think it does add a few extra percentage points on to us retaining the likes of Lewis Reed and Johnny Williams et al. And Harry McCurdy, because he understands how they tick as players and how their personalities work. More importantly for me is our style of play and the system of play that we had. And obviously, I know Sean Hodges alluded to Ghana ball and the fact that Ben Garner didn't like it being referred to as Ghana ball. But the intention to play high tempo, attacking possession football was music to my ears. That's what we all want to see. And with the data-led recruitment approach that we're now going to be seeing, I'm very excited. So yeah, he's won me over, Lindsey, and he's earned the right. And I think we've all got to get behind him and wish him the very best for the forthcoming season.
Yeah, for me, the fact that the appointment is now made and official, regardless of whether you feel underwhelmed, whether you feel it's the cheap option, all of these sort of quotes that are coming out, I think it's important that the entire fan base now rally behind Lindsey and the whole team to push forward. Ned, let's bring you in and let's link it to the point that Mark was making there. We had about 100 different people leading the bookies odds at any one point in the last fortnight, ranging from Crofts to Carrick, Austin, Lindsey himself. Are you satisfied ultimately with the final appointment?
Well, I am personally, and I do understand that when you speak of names such as Carrick and Milner and all these sort of fantasy names, I understand that it's not the big time sort of blow your socks off signing that everyone sort of wanted. But I mean, if I'm completely honest, he's got a great reputation as a coach, and you want a great coach as your head coach. So I don't think we could have done any better, in all fairness. I think there's we could have probably done with a name who's going to attract a certain caliber of player, but he's respected in the game. So I'm satisfied. I think it's a good choice. But I understand why people are sort of underwhelmed. I understand that. I don't agree with them. But it's, as you said, he might be Glenn Hoddle levels, Lou Macari levels. He might be Paul Hart levels. We don't know, but I'm sure he won't be Paul Hart levels. But let's just see what happens. Given the benefit of the doubt, let's see what happens over the next few weeks. And it's not going to be him doing the transfers anyway. So, what is that sound?
I think there's some feedback coming from either Ben or Rich at the moment, so I've just muted Ben, and I'm going to mute Rich while you carry on talking.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. Yeah, I haven't got really much else to say. I think it's a good appointment. I'm happy with it.
Good. Last but certainly not least, Wazza, what's your thoughts on today's news?
I think the boys have alluded to, and the word that's been going around is continuity. And I think it's a good appointment. I think all the fans want to see. I think the main gripe about Ghana was there. I think a lot of fans like to see a bit of a spark, like in a manager, especially on the touchline, a bit of a, you know what I mean, and after the game as well and stuff like that. And you always used to see that from Lindsey. I remember seeing some videos and stuff that you've seen him go around, and he really pumps the fans up. And I think that's what the fans want. We've loved the Di Canio era when it was all about getting the fans on side, geeing us all up. And I think Lindsey's going to be that character.
Can I ask you about that, Warren? Because I've seen a lot of this on social media, both coming from the club and the fans commenting. And the word that seems to be following around as one of the big precursors to how he got the job is passion. Now, I completely agree with you. Fans want to see it. And, you know, you say quite rightly the Di Canio era, stuff like that.
Yeah.
However, the flip side to that is, if that's one of, and it's not the only, I'm not saying it is the only, I'm just trying to, you know, have a balanced view, is the fact that he goes around at the end of games pumping his chest and singing songs. You know, that means any Swindon fan essentially could get the manager's job if that's one of the, you know, the main reasons he's got it.
Yeah, but he's obviously a well-respected coach within the game as well. He's been at He's been at clubs that played a good style of football. He was assistant to Cooper at Forest Green when Cooper went there playing his style of football. And with these coaches that you think the manager is at the front for of it all, but these coaches behind are the guys that work with the players every day. They do everything with them. And like they say, that's where Ghana was probably taken away from Ghana ball, because it was more probably about Lindsey and Marshall. And it'd be very interesting if we keep Marshall as well, who's very well respected. So it'd be interesting to see if Lindsey will be able to pull him in and say, look, let's stay here. We could build something. But for me personally, I love seeing a manager with a bit of a spark and a bit of a passion. I don't think it makes any, you know what I mean? I understand these managers that are a lot more level-headed and a lot more calm and a lot more methodical. But I love to see someone on the sideline that pumps the fans up and gets them on side. And I think that's where Ghana, not a lot of people really warmed to him, because I think it was a bit of a struggle. I think people like to see that animation, that excitement to get you built. And I think Lindsey, with his affiliation with a club like Mark mentioned earlier, I think he's got a real care and a real passion for the club. And when we were talking earlier about whether we were going to bring in other managers, the likes of Mason, the likes of anyone else, was it going to be a stepping stone for them? It was probably going to be someone that's going to come in, have a year or two at Swindon, do well, and then go off somewhere else. Whereas Lindsey, he's 50 years of age. You know what I mean? This could be his job. Do you know what I mean? And if he sets the world light and sparks us up to the top end of this league and pushes us forward, this could be his biggest job of his career. Whereas it's not going to be looked at as a stepping stone.
No, it's a very, very valid point you make there, to be fair, mate, and a very, very good one as well.
Wifey, can I just say, with what Warren just said, with the passion, I'm not sure if you have seen like highlights and stuff, because obviously I didn't go to many away games or anything, but a lot of the times when, you know, a scuffle broke out by the touchline, Lindsey typically is one of the first people there. And he's been shown a yellow card a couple of times, hasn't he? So for me, on that basis, you know, he's an absolute winner. You know, if he's, you know, properly sticking up for the players and that.
Again, so completely agree. Absolutely agree with what you're saying there. Now let me flip it around, because I try and keep these conversations balanced. We're talking in, where are we now, June? We're talking in 6 months' time. Okay, it's coming up to Christmas. And Swindon Town get fined because our manager keeps getting booked, sent to the stands 3 times because he's passionate. Are you still supporting it then?
We won't get fined. It's him who gets fined, isn't it?
The club, well, okay. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, but
He
passion
gets-
doesn't always allude to a touchline ban or a fine. Do you know what I mean? He can have a bit of spark and not be the one that's going to be constantly getting in trouble. Do you know what I mean? He could, you know what I mean? It's just what you want to. For me personally, it's what you want to see.
I think it
completely
depends
agree.
on. I think it depends on where we are in the league. Surely, if it's effective or not. If we're doing well, then by all means. But if not, then it possibly could be something that's causing a distraction or whatever. But yeah, if we're like, you know, if it was like under Di Canio, you know, he had his moments being booked and sent to the stands and everything.
Don't get me wrong, I think
effective.
it was probably a wrong comparison for me. Like, yeah, he's not going to be like Di Canio. Di Canio was a one of a kind, wasn't he? Di Canio was a freak. Do you know what I mean? So there's no way that Lindsey's going to be like that. But if we can find that middle ground of someone between where, don't get me wrong, I wasn't a Ghana hater, but I just felt there was sometimes in, you know what I mean, that there just wasn't enough, like that you looked at him and I just thought, it just seemed a bit bland, didn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah, a bit tepid. And I just think if someone like this Lindsey, and I think this is where, like I alluded to earlier, if they can get that Marshall in, he seems a very level-headed. It could be the perfect balance, do you know what I mean, between both of them there. You know what I mean? Both decent coaches at have done it at a good level, and it could work. It could be magic.
Okay, side note question then, and just simply a one-word answer. I'll quickly fly around you all. Do you believe that Marshall will stay now, Mark?
Yeah.
Ned?
Definitely.
Warren?
I'd hope so.
That's not one word, but okay.
Yes.
Ben? Ben, you're muted. And you're still muted even when you're saying, oh no, am I?
You muted me. Yeah.
I did, yes. And now you can unmute yourself.
Probably.
Craig?
Don't know.
Excellent. Well, 3-2. There was 3 yeses, kind of, and 2 don't know. So we'll take that as a yes. So they will stay as a dynamic duo. Let's look at some other news coming out. And we start with the, let's give it its proper name, not what I referred to it as in the intro, the Papa John's Trophy. The initial part of the regional draw has been made, and Swindon Town will face Plymouth Argyle and Bristol Rovers before finding out who our Premier League under-23 team will be. I believe it's Thursday. A derby. Does that make the Papa John's any more exciting? And I'm loath to start with Craig because we know his thoughts on this. So let's get it out of the way. Does a derby make the Papa John's any more exciting, Craig?
No, it doesn't.
And that's all you'd like to say on the subject?
No, I just, I mean, I've got real beef with it because of the whole B team thing. I don't agree with it. It's a lower league trophy, as in League 1 and 2 trophy. There shouldn't be under 23 teams anywhere near it. And yeah, it's, you know, basically it's a competition for people to put in their second string. You know, it's not even one to develop players really to a certain extent. I just don't like the competition, and I hope it gets bloody binned. I just think we're better off without it, but that's just my thoughts. I think if we were playing like Oxford or Bristol City and teams like, well, no, not Bristol City because they're in the Championship, of course, but yeah, you know, if we were able to play Oxford or something a bit more regular, that would be all right. But no, it's not for me. Sorry.
Okay, Ben.
I nearly got on my soapbox there.
Ben, your thoughts on the Papa John's draw?
Yeah, I think it's a reserve team cup, isn't it? It's a chance to play your youth players and your back team, you know, second team, second string, get them some first team action. It's a chance to get some of the young'uns a game. It's just a glorified reserve game.
A bit like the Nations League, then.
Yeah, a bit like the Nations League, which I have no interest in. I've still not watched a minute of that. Won't watch a minute of that. And by the way, on the new manager, I think he could grow into a fan's favourite. Wasn't us, so I'm going to tell you.
Were you not?
No, he didn't get to me.
What happened? I'm sure I asked everybody. Ben,
No,
have your moment now. I do apologise.
No, it's all right. I think the moment's passed. But yeah, no. But Yeah, no, I think like everyone, I was a little bit underwhelmed when you first hear it, but it's I think he's going to be a grower. I think the fans are going to warm to him for what the other lads have said with his passion, the way he talks. Get 2 or 3 wins behind, and he starts getting in front of the away fans, chest pumping, and if we are playing this full attacking football, I think a lot of the three of the owners might quickly change their tune. However, there is pressure on him to start well because of a poor start, and we're in the top half by game 8 or 9. Then I think there's negative voices will get louder and louder. So here's hoping that he gets onto a winner, and I think some signings, and I think fans will warm to him if some of the players stay as well. If we get Jack Payne or Egbo to stay, I think that will go hugely in his favour. Yeah,
I'm certainly getting the impression that this year's prediction show will have a different feel to last year's. That's for sure.
We can get Si back in for it.
You never know, we might get a few guests in for it. Warren, let's go back to the topic then. A derby in the Papa John's Trophy, does that make it any more exciting?
No, because we only open one stand when it's at home, and it just hasn't got the same feel as it. It's just not got that, you know what I mean? And even away from home, you're not really intrigued that really to go and buy a ticket for it. No, I'm with the thing for Craig. I think and we've been through it before, haven't we? We've all gone through it. I think it's a good opportunity to get the fringe players some games, get some minutes in the legs for the squad. That's my thoughts on the trophy. We all love a derby, but like I said earlier, just with the stand, when we just open the Arkle stand, and I understand why, because you can't draw enough people in, don't get me wrong, but it's just when it just got a feel of a pre-season friendly, isn't it, when you're just sat there in the Arkle stand? So, no, not for me.
Okay, Ned? I'm really glad I asked this question after the managers won, because at least we didn't start with such a negative attitude towards it all.
It's hard to get excited about it, isn't it? I mean, the only way I think I'll get excited about the Bristol Rovers game would be if it's the final game of the group to qualify, and it makes us go through. And that's a very, very small amount as well. It's just a hint of excitement. But yeah, I don't know. It's as people have said, it's a good way of introducing players to get some minutes in their legs, isn't it? I mean, you're sort of, who's that? My favourite striker in the world, the youngster who I keep saying he's shit. Who was that?
Jerome Sinclair.
No, he's quality, mate. What's his name? What's his
Kieran's mate.
No. The youngster this year. I said they shouldn't get any more time because he's rubbish.
Mitchell Lawson.
Yeah, Parsons. That's it.
Parsons, not Mitchell Lawson.
I mean, these are the games where players like him have to shine to try and get onto the bench and off the bench. I wouldn't want to get rid of this cup completely. I just got no interest in it.
Mark, help me out. Okay, let's paint a picture. We start by beating Bristol Rovers 5-0 in the first game. We get to the area final, and then we get to Wembley. It's that straightforward, isn't it?
It is that straightforward, absolutely. I mean, to be honest with you, there's only one reason that I'm not a fan of the competition in its current format, and that's because I don't agree with under-21 sides from the Premier Division being involved in a competition with league clubs. That being said, it's still a competition, and our club is still in the competition. So whenever they're playing, I still want us to win. It's very hard to get excited in the atmospheres for the reason that Ned's mentioned. When I can remember playing Forest Green a few years back, and there was about 900, 1,200 fans there, and it was dead because you're all on one side and you can't even shout across to one another. But the important side of it for me is the reason that's already been mentioned. Yes, it is a good opportunity, not just for the fringe players, but for some of the youth team players to perhaps get the chance to shine in front of the fans and to give them that much needed experience. And we talk fondly of there being a pathway, or there's now talk of there being a pathway between our academy and the first team. And the only chance I think I got to see Mo Dabra play last year was in one of these Johnson's Paint Trophy matches, or the run that we were on, and he looked, particularly good before he went out on loan. And I'm hoping that a few of the other young lads get the chance to get involved with the team, so I can actually see what they're like as footballers and get excited for the youth that's coming through. So yeah, we'll likely see Cal Meadow and Parsons get game time in this competition, and that's no bad thing. I hope, and I'm genuinely excited about our chances of Minton cementing himself in as a first choice centre back as the season goes on. I very much am excited because I think he is a genuine talent, and I think we've got a real player on our hands there. But I don't want to overhype him yet because he's not played a minute of first team League Two football. But that being said, it's a competition, Fifey. At the end of the day, there's a chance to get into Wembley. I'll take any opportunity that we can get to go and play at Wembley, whatever format it comes in. I'm all up for it. So yeah, as much as I dislike the under-21 sides, it's still a cup competition, and I want us to do well.
Lovely, very well put. It is fixture release week. The Mickey Mouse of the Premier League got out theirs last week to get it out of the way, ready for the big draw of the EFL this week, and also Carabao Cup first round as well. It's all getting very exciting now that we've got that first team head coach. It's all starting to fall into place. I'll fly round you all a bit quick. I believe we're ball number 32 for the Carabao Cup draw. Are we getting, let's have a prediction. Home, away, and who to? I'll go in the reverse order of what we had last time. So, Mark.
We are going to be at home to Paul Vale in round one.
Is it not? Is the Carabao round one not slightly regional as well?
I think it is, but I still want Paul Vale.
I mean, that says nothing when I believe it's factual that our closest game this season is technically in a different country. That says everything. Okay, Ned, home, away, and who to?
Away to Charlton.
Away to Charlton. Warren?
Ned stole my thunder. Yeah, away to Charlton. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Ben?
Oxford away.
Oxford away. And Craig?
Cheltenham at home.
Cheltenham at home.
Cheltenham at home.
Nice mix of
a Christian derby.
a nice mix of things. I think we will get an away game, and I will think we will end up in and around London somewhere. Personally, I'm not sure who to though. We will wait to see. But yes, of course, fixture release as well this week. Big day in the calendar for football fans. How excited are we to see, on paper, getting all those desktop wallpapers and stuff made up, and starting to plan our trips, where we're going on Boxing Day and that kind of thing. How excited is everyone?
Very excited. I genuinely hope that we get Barrow and Carlisle away in August to get those ones out of the way when it's warm. And Boxing Day, I'd love a home match. I don't care who it is, as long as it's at home.
Yeah, so everyone loves to be at home on Boxing Day. Ben, how excited are you for the fixtures releasing?
Oh, I love fixture release day. It gives you a feeling that the last season is closing and the new season is on its way, and the countdown begins, and pre-season starts and the players come back. I can't wait.
Yeah, I was about to say, Ned, I don't know if you agree, but once the fixtures are out, you can see that there's a sort of a pre-season schedule there already, but once the fixtures are out, you're like, okay, now this is built into this, which is built into this.
I don't have as much enjoyment as everyone else, apparently. I don't ever go to away games, so it's just like, it's just a home game. Who are we playing this week? I don't pay attention to the fixture list at all. I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
No, Ned.
Oh, Ned. Craig, are you team Ned or are you team rest of us when it comes to fixture release day?
I'm going to cop out and say that I'm sort of halfway in between. Well, I work most of my weekends and I do late shifts. So for me, I was only able to go to 7 home games last season and none of the away games. So I'm hoping that some of our away games, whether they're midweek or on a Saturday, they fall on my days off, that I'm able to go to them. I promise my kids because they enjoyed the few away games that we have been to over the years. So I did promise them, like, for next season we will try to. So I am interested in that fixture list, but for different reasons, because then I'm going to be like applying to get the dates off work and stuff like that. So, although mind you, I've taken quite a few off already for the World Cup, so it's like try to juggle it all. But
it's that old club v country debate, isn't it, Craig?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I am looking forward to it, just so that I can sort of plan ahead and book the odd days off, so that, you know, me and my kids can have a nice away trip. You know, like speaking to people like Joe and Ben, you know, and even Rich, but like especially Joe and Ben, because they obviously take their kids and everything to away games. It's special, and it obviously means a lot to them and their kids, and I want to be able to do that. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to Thursday, and then frantically on my phone booking dates off.
No, I completely understand that. I think there'll definitely be a few Fools Rush In on tour days next season, that's for sure, as the amount of you know, the away fans that we've connected with over the last season, and some other people that we all know. I seem to know somebody based at just about every location that we play, with the exception of Wales. So it'd be there might be a fair few away games where we're all sort of meeting up beforehand, which will be fun. Warren, finally yourself, obviously interested to know how excited you are for fixture day, and I'll let you have the prediction this time of whether we are home or away on opening day.
Yeah, I agree with what Ben says. I think it just builds that excitement for the start of the season. You get that date in the diary, you know where it's all going to be, and you look at those big games that you all have in your head who you think is going to be towards the top end of the league. So you look at those big games and you think, oh, away, home, brilliant. I think we'll be at home start of the season. I think it'd be brilliant to have a home game again. It just proper creates a massive atmosphere, especially with us, and a home game to start us off would be brilliant. I couldn't say who. I'd love, I think like a home to Bradford or something like that would be ace, just to start us off. Let's proper go for it. Take them on. Get Mark Hughes down here. Get Mark Hughes and Lindsey in each other's face. I think that would be class.
Pleased to say, if you haven't already noticed, Woody's joined us. Better late than never.
Didn't get the job, Woody.
Taking time out of your ridiculously busy schedule at the moment to spend some of your Monday evening with us. We're just talking about fixture release day. Are you one like half of us to get very excited for it, or like the other half that are a bit just like meh?
I always look forward to it just because it shows the season's getting closer more than anything. I think I caught the end of was there saying about a home fixture. I always want an away fixture first. I don't know why. I think it's just first away days have always served me well. So I'd not Scunthorpe again, because I feel like I've gone Scunthorpe for about 6 years in a row.
We won't get next year.
No, we won't get them next year. So, but yeah. Sorry for my lateness. I was on a 2.5-hour call about leagues.
It's absolutely fine. It'd be rude not to ask you before we move on. You have joined in time for tonight's main event, that, you know, our little game that I've got planned for us. But it'd be rude not to ask you your thoughts on the news today about the new first team head coach.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Personally, I think as I actually went the opposite. As it went on and on, I thought, do you know what, we're probably not going to appoint the big name. I don't buy into all these rumours that we offered it to 150 people and they all declined. I genuinely think it was an elongated recruitment process. You know, it's we got to bear in mind that half of the football workforce have been on holiday for the past 2 weeks as well. So I'm not saying that we didn't offer it to anybody, because we might have, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of 3-stage recruitment process. And, you know, Scott's probably been a part of that all the way through as well. You know, there's nothing, sometimes you don't know the talent within until they're at that interview stage. And, you know, it is Dean McKaylee is his name, isn't it? Is it Dean, the technical director, Dean McKaylee? You know, he said on his interview, and rightly so, he said, he basically said, I didn't know anything about the people in the club. So that suggests to me that there was a heavily thought recruitment process. And, you know, I'm happy for Scott, because everything I've seen about Scott, I've had the pleasure of watching him coach as well. And I like everything about him. I think he probably played a bigger part in last year's success than we probably think.
That's exactly what Rich said before he left.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll give him a chance. I'm not going to get on his back if things don't work out straight away, because I never do with any manager. But I like the continuation message that we've got somebody who knows the club, who likes the club. Fans were screaming for someone with passion. I don't think you're going to find many head coaches that have that much passion as what everybody's expecting Di Canio had and stuff like that. So I think, no, I'm looking forward to it. Fair play to him. I mean, it could be worse. He could be Blackpool and just appointed Appleton. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I'm pleased for him as well, because I think he deserves it. I think he did go under the radar a lot last season.
And Woody, can I just ask, because he was asked, Lindsey was asked about how the team would play, and one of the criticisms of Ghana was that we focus too much playing it at the back, like 10, 20 passes when 3 or 4 will do. And it sounds like from what he was saying that he wants to play a more aggressive style, still possession based, but to go through the thirds a lot quicker. And that's like the promised land of a plan B sort of, that fans have been screaming of. But at the same time, this is what fans have been asking for, something that's a bit more, sounds to me a bit more direct than what Ghana was doing. But yet the fans are still pissed off that it's Lindsey. But even though it looks like the style of football that he wants to play is what they've been crying out for all season, it's like, you can't win. What do you think?
Well, it's interesting because I read a comment related to that. I think it was on Facebook. Somebody said, "Oh, as long as we get enough of that playing it, having centre backs in the box." Mark will tell you, and Rich would have told you he's on the call. That's how football's going now. Even at youth level, you've got the retreat rule to the halfway line, where the opposition have to go to the halfway line. You play it short. That isn't going to go. I think that's just progressed the way football has progressed. So I think we will have times this season where we try to build an attack from a goal kick. It will happen. I'd like to think that he might put a bit more energy in it, but he needs the players to do that. I think he needs a consistent squad. I think that's part of the problem, is to play at a high tempo. This is why it works for the likes of Liverpool and things like that, because they're always on the TV now. But they have a continuation of the same squad, so they know exactly what makes each other tick. We changed our attacking line pretty much 3 times during this season. So I think it'll be. He's set the bar now. He's told us more attacking football, but I think before fans get on the back, they need to kind of understand where attacking football comes from. Because if people go, oh, we want to break through the thirds, means playing through the thirds, not skipping the middle third to get up to the attack quicker, which I still think a lot of people have in their mind. So yeah, I think he does sound like he's going to be more attacking than Ghana, but then Ghana was quite attacking. I think we just couldn't always work it out, especially at home. And I think sometimes it depends what plays in front of you. And I think Lindsey's first challenge this year will be, how do I break down a team? Because that's what we're going to get. It's how you break it. It wasn't necessarily the style we were playing. It's the fact that we just couldn't break down teams. And I think that's going to be his first challenge.
Before we move on to the entertainment, just one other line. Nothing official yet, of course, but very, very strong, heavy rumours that Town are about to complete the loan signing of young Middlesbrough goalkeeper Sol Bryn, which should therefore draw a line under the sand of what's happening with our goalkeeper situation for the upcoming season. Anyone read up much about him? Know of him at all?
There
was a video posted by Middlesbrough fans giving a little preview of what it could be like, which was quite good to watch. I think someone's posted a few retweets of a few Middlesbrough fans rating him, thinking that he should be given a chance in the first team, but I've never heard of him before today, to be quite honest.
Well, the same thing happened for Matty Kovac, so let's not go too heavily into watching a clips package and thinking he's the next,
The same thing did happen with Bender as well.
Well, there we go. You never know.
Mark, what were you going to throw in there as well?
I mean, in terms of his first team experience, he was up at Queen of the South last season, and there was talk of him.
Joe will know him then.
when he was recalled back to the Borough first team, well, the idea was that he was meant to be getting games. Now, for whatever reason, bearing in mind that the two senior goalkeepers, Joe Lumley and Luke Daniels, weren't necessarily blessed with the most consistent of form, he didn't get a sniff in the first team, and I think that's what the Borough fans are a little bit up in arms about, saying that he should have been given his chance, because he'd went away, got some matches, had played reasonably well. From the highlights reel that I've seen, and again, a highlights reel only tells you so much because it's the highlights of what they've done, but his general shot stopping and positioning in that video looks fantastic. He's clearly a big lad. But he looks like he can play the ball off both feet. So in terms of how we have been playing at the back, using the goalkeeper in more of a sweeper capacity and as an additional central defender, I'm hoping that it'll be good. And again, I don't know whether this is a recruitment decision born out of data analysis, or whether it's the case of we need an understudy or somebody to compete with Lewis Ward if rumours to believe that Jojo Wallacott may not be signing his contract and going elsewhere. That being said, he would be out in the World Cup for at least sort of 4, maybe 5 weeks and out of first team contention anyway. But who knows? I mean, again, if any new signing gets full back in, and then hopefully they'll show us the goods whilst they're here.
Absolutely. So we'll await news of Sol and other potential signings. I did post this morning from our official socials. I predicted this week there would be a new manager stroke head coach and 3 new players by the end of the week. So let's see how accurate I am with that. Woody's looking very confident. Now, gentlemen, I promised you all a game this evening. You're all in high spirits, having appointed a new first team head coach, and with a new first team head coach, and I can't remember now the official title, but basically now having the technical director in place as well, we are all hoping to see a string of new faces join the club. So I thought something a bit transfer based, and you all very much, those of you who were able to play last season, enjoyed the higher or lower game as well. So using the combined skill and minds of transfermarket.co.uk, which I know Ned is a big fan of, I have brought up a list of Swindon Town's highest ever fees received for players, and I am going to call them out in a random order, no particular order, for those of you who like ITV game shows. And the question simply is higher or lower, and I will allow bonus points if you can for the person who gets closest to the figure. Now, it's worth noting, I cannot validate exactly how accurate their figures are, because a lot of these, when they got announced by, for example, the advert, would have been undisclosed, but they have fees for all of these players. So I will trust that whatever criteria they've put in place is relatively accurate. I think the fairest way to do this is I will tell you who the player is, and we will base it on the previous player. And then we'll just go around. You can all tell me whether you're going higher or lower, and you can give me a fee. So we are starting with Lukas Yukovitch, who joined Everton for £540,000, according to this. So the next player, Mark, is Fitzroy Simpson's move to Man City. Higher or lower than 540?
That's a tricky one, Fifey, straight from the off. I'm going to say slightly higher.
Slightly higher. And what figure are you putting on?
600,000.
600. Okay, Ned? Who's muted?
All right. Lower.
Lower?
Let's go lower.
And a figure, please?
Have I got to say how much he went for?
That's the idea for the bonus point.
Oh, right, okay. 400,000.
400,000. Okay. Craig?
Is it, bearing in mind with what had happened in the last one, are you going to say, is it higher or lower or the same?
Oh!
I've had a very quick look at the list, and none of them should be the same.
Okie doke. Okay, I'll go Fitzroy Simpson, lower, 475,000.
475. Okay, Wazza?
Yeah, I'm going to go lower.
Okay.
450.
450. Ben?
I was going to go lower as well. I was going to say, can I say the same as old unit?
You can. 450. And Woody?
I'm going to go lower. How much did Lukas go for? 560, did you say?
540.
540. I'll go 500.
500. Okay, so Mark is the only one to have said that Simpson went for more than 540, and he was wrong to do so. Fitzroy was lower at a price of 518, which, as a quick look, means Woody gets the bonus point for that one, getting closest. Everyone else gets a point except for Mark, who remains on 0 after round 1.
Probably 500 after agency fees.
So we are basing it then on Fitzroy Simpson's 518,000 next. And I ask you, I want to go to AD Whitbread's move to West Ham. We'll go in reverse order this time. Woody, higher or lower?
Lower, 200. Don't think he would have gone for much.
Okay, Ben?
Lower, 175.
What's that?
Lower, 195.
These are a bit before your time, so you basing it on what the others are saying?
Do not have a Scooby who it is.
Craig?
Lower, 400,000.
Ooh.
Ned?
Lower, oh God, 401,000.
Shit house, Ned.
And Mark?
402, Mark. Go on.
I have a sneaky feeling that Whitbread was a £500,000. £500,000 player. So I'm going to stick my neck out and go 500,000.
Yeah, I'm sure we either recouped what we paid for him or made a small profit.
Okay, so Fitzroy Simpson was 518. Everyone has said lower. You were all incorrect. 560, which means Mark gets the point for being closest. 560k according to Transfer Market. So there you go, indeed.
We've got a bargain there, don't we?
Yeah.
Next up on the list, we've got David Kerslake's move to Leeds. And we're basing it on Whitbread's 560 mark.
60.
I'm going to say higher, 618,000.
Okay, Ned?
So was it 560? Is that right?
560, that's correct, yeah.
When was this? So this would be 90.
This was 92,
This is working out inflation.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be huge amounts back then.
Let's be fair, mate. All of these are Swindon transfers. They're not going to be huge amounts.
Not that we know of, anyway.
Yeah.
And I've obviously put them in an order to be relatively close to each person anyway.
Close. Ooh, close. Okay. Go higher. 600,000.
600. Craig?
I'm going to go lower, 550.
Lower 550. Okay, and was it?
625.
625. And Ben?
I'm going higher, £700,000.
Big money. Woody?
Lower, 400k.
400k. Okay, well, so we've had 4 go higher, 2 go lower. I can confirm it was higher, but not by much at all. Whitbread 560, Kerslake 563.
Oh, £3,000.
He was only there for a couple of months, wasn't he? Didn't he go to Tottenham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just having a look, the closest prediction, despite going lower, was Craig with 550, so he gets the bonus point.
Well done, Craig.
I think he got in. Kerslake got injured, and then he just didn't. Then they changed manager at Leeds, and then he didn't get back in. So then he went to Spurs.
This is a good chance in this game for people like Craig to remember some of these players, because there's going to be a lot of the sort of 90s era that get.
I tell a lie. The only reason I know that is because I'm pretty sure he did a Low Strangers interview, so that's probably where I've got it from.
Next up, then, we are going to Ben Gladwin's move to QPR. So we had 563. Was Gladwin's fee officially higher or lower, Woody?
Oh, I'm trying to remember this. He was double sale, wasn't he? Was he one of the double sales? Yeah.
Yeah, Luongo. Yeah.
I want to say he was.
Don't give him hints, Mark. He's good at this kind of thing.
I want to say higher, and someone's what was the fee? Sorry, no, lower, and someone's telling me 400k again. I'm sure it's 400k, and that's how they got around the sell-on clause for Luongo or something.
Okay, Ben.
Higher by quite a bit. If I remember, we made like £5 million for the pair. But it was undisclosed what we made on who. So I'm going much higher than 5 million.
You're going 5 million?
I think they went 5.
Bearing in mind, Fife has just said they're all going to be relatively close to each other.
I know. I remember at the time there was the 5 million.
It's fine. 5 million is locked in, Ben. 5 million is locked in. Don't you worry. Warren.
I got my fingers crossed.
This was the one where the club tried to be clever because we had a salon for Luongo.
Yeah, I've gone the wrong way.
And this is where they tried to tuck up Tottenham, didn't we? We tried to be a bit clever. So I am going to go higher, but I don't think it's millions. What was the figure of Kerslake?
563.
Higher. I'm going to go 650.
650. Lovely. Craig?
I'm going to go higher. I'm going to go 800.
Ned?
I seem to remember that this got announced eventually afterwards. They broke it down. And I'm pretty confident it was around 650. It might have been, but someone's already gone for 650, haven't they? So I'm going to say
you can't go more or less the same.
I'm going to say 640.
640. And Mark?
Yeah, my initial thoughts was to go along with what Craig was saying about 800,000, because I think from recollection it was about 4 million for the pair was what was floated around in the press, and I can't remember which way around it was allegedly fudged.
Just as a hint, Luongo does feature on the list at some point as well.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna match Craig's 800,000.
Okay.
On the 5 million.
So
not the 5 million. I think you might not be getting the bonus point. Ben, sorry.
only Woody has gone lower than the 563. He was wrong to do so. It was higher.
Get in.
Bonus money.
But it wasn't 5 million, Ben,
well.
I'm afraid.
I bet it's 800.
The official figure was 639,000.
So
with 640,000, Ned gets the bonus point.
Well in, Ned.
Well done, Ned.
I swear they announced that at some point.
Well, they probably did.
Yeah, because otherwise,
it was the biggest. It was the biggest salon thing you've ever seen. It was like when we saw them, they were like, "You'll get 20% if they do this. You'll do this. You do that," and it was just we were trying to tuck them up.
Okay, so we've got Gladwin 639, and we go to Peter Thorne's move to Stoke City. I believe we start this time with Mark. Higher or lower?
Lower, 575,000.
You seem very confident.
Very confident.
Ned?
Again, I think I know this one as well.
Okay.
So I'm gonna. I don't know the exact figure, but I believe it's around 700,000. So I'm gonna say 700,000.
Okay. You also seem very confident, but you've gone completely the opposite direction. So that doesn't help people like Warren at all, Craig.
No.
I'm going to go higher, and I'm going to go 701,000.
Warren?
Well, I'm going to play this clever. I'm going to go higher, and I'm going to go 705.
Ben?
Higher. £750,000.
706?
750.
Oh, 750.
706. 706. I'll go with that. Might as well go 706.
What's your final answer?
£706,000.
706. Okay, Woody?
Just because Ben's changed his mind, I'm going higher, 750,000.
So Mark is the only person to go lower this time. And I'm afraid, sir, you were wrong to do so. It was higher, with it being £675,000, which, looking at it, would suggest to me that Ned again gets the bonus point for going 700k.
Ned.
Ned.
See, I don't remember useful stuff.
My missus
Took a number at me 10 years ago. I'll remember it.
10 years ago, and the rest.
Yeah, we're going back 30 years here, mate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just to clarify, it was the
Alzheimer's are kicking in.
97-98 season.
Alzheimer's is definitely kicking
25 years ago.
in. Oh. Right.
Next up, so we've got Fawn 675, and we go to a well, they're all big names, of course, on this list, but we go to Super Sammy Parkins' move to Ipswich.
Ooh.
Are we saying more or less than 675? And I believe this time we start with Woody.
I should know this as my favourite ever player, but I don't. I think he was really cheap.
Look how disappointed he is. For those
I
only
am,
listening
I'm
to this, they
devastated.
can't see how angry he is at himself.
I'm going to go lower, and I want to say it's really cheap. I want to say 350,000.
Okay, you can say that. Ben?
Higher, 750.
Warren?
I'm sort of in the Woody camp, but I don't think it was as. At the time, I think we thought, "Oh my God, this was just we didn't get enough for him." It was one of the best strikers.
We did
lower.
Let's be fair.
Lower 600k.
Okay, Craig.
Yeah, I'm going to go same as Wazza. Lower 600k.
Ned.
I think it's going to be lower as well. I don't remember the exact amount, but yeah, as the guy said, it was definitely an amount which you thought, oh, Jesus Christ, really? But then with his injury record, wasn't it?
Not when he was with us.
I was going to say he wasn't. It was the injury record came after he left.
Oh right, okay. Well, definitely
Never left.
675 was the last one, so it's going to be close to that, isn't it? So I'll say 620,000.
620. Mark.
I'm going to say 640,000, and I think where everyone's getting confused with the lesser value is because when he moved to Luton, the figure was significantly less. I think that was around the 380, 400,000, maybe around thereabouts.
Yeah, that may be.
Okay, so everyone except Ben has gone lower. And Ben, it was an inspired choice, but it was wrong. Lower is correct. It was lower than the 675. The official figure for his transfer to Ipswich from Swindon was 585,000, which
Come on, boy.
looks like Craig and Warren both get a bonus point now.
He was worth double that.
That was criminal, wasn't it? 585
Yeah.
for him.
We were
30,
desperate for money there,
25
weren't we?
plus goals a season for 3 seasons. Fucking
Oh
hell.
my god.
Worth
We
double
were
that.
desperate for
Not
the
like you
money
hold a
then, weren't
grudge, though, eh, Craig?
Oh,
We
no.
must have been broke.
Yeah, desperate for money.
That was the
Well,
Andy
might-
King era, wasn't it?
we might as well have sold him to Port Vale.
Ooh.
Let it
So
go.
we go from Super Sammy Parkin to Nicky Jose's move to Charlton. Was that more or less than 585, Mark?
Wow.
Could we have possibly sold Nicky Jose for more than Sam Parkin?
Yes, we probably possibly could have done.
Yeah, no, it's Swindon.
Oh, this is tricky. I'm going to go, higher, 605,000.
605,000. Okay, Ned?
I think it was a lot more, wasn't it? I think it was about $1 million we sold him for.
Okay.
Right.
Swindons have £1 million players.
Million.
Yeah, I'll go with $1 million.
Okay, nice. Craig?
I'll go lower, 580.
Warren?
This is what's so wrong about our club that I'm pretty sure it was higher. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not slating the Jose, but that's how wrong it was.
A Jose scoring record at Swindon was really good.
Yeah, but not Sam Parkin good.
Well, Jose did it for 1 season and Super Sammy did it for 3.
But Charlton loves spending money. I'm going to go higher.
Okay.
But I don't think it was near. I'm going to go 750.
750. Nice. Ben?
Do you know what? I'm kind of split a little bit whether to go higher or lower. I'm going to go lower.
Well, it's your only choices.
Yeah,
Oh, I love your acid wit, Fifey.
Shots fired.
I will
Bog's hair's got nothing on you,
Ben,
Fifey.
call him out and go, Ben, the same.
You know what? Having already predicted 5 million when I said that generally the fees are quite close, and it wouldn't, and having already also said that none of them are the same, it wouldn't surprise me if Ben said the same.
lower, 400 grand.
Lower, 400. Woody, what are you thinking
Yeah,
about Jose?
I'm with what player? I'm with was a 750. Definitely, I'm sure.
50. Okay, well, I can confirm that Mark, Ned, Warren, and Woody were correct to go higher. We did sell him for more than Sam Parkin.
Inflation.
Inflation, of course. The official figure, according to Transfer Market, £900,000.
Jesus
Ned.
Christ!
Which means by 50k, Ned has beat Warren and Woody to the bonus point.
Oh, Lee Power must have laughed his way to the bank.
You see why Lee Power stuck around now?
A little jig, give it to Sherwood.
And the stingy bastard would only give us
previous owner's been
80k
doing
for
wrong?
Ghana.
Who did we buy to replace? Let's see, who did we think in 2000 when he left? Who is it we replaced him with for a laugh?
That wasn't Elliot Benyon era, was it?
Oh, it might.
No, it wasn't Benyon. It wasn't Benyon. Who joined us that following season up
Smith.
front to replace Nicky Jose?
It was Smith, wasn't it?
Michael Smith.
Yeah.
Was it Michael Smith? It might have been
Pretty
Michael
sure it was
Smith.
Michael
actually.
Smith, yeah.
I think it's been about, oh no, I'm not going to say how much we spent because that's just what we sold them for. I think we spent about 300k on Smith.
Well, we've got another sort of modern era player here. So we've got Nicky Jose's 900k, Woody. What did Louis Thompson go to Norwich for?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Lower, and I'm sure it was about 800.
Lower 800. Ben?
It's either
Lower.
800 or 1.1 mil.
Lower,
Over both bases.
lower £650,000.
Lower 650. Warren?
Oh, it's Swindon again, isn't it? One of our homegrown. It's going to definitely be lower. Lower 700k.
Craig?
Lower 600.
What I love about this is you're all having a laugh, but I can see in your faces how competitive you're taking it as well. Ned?
Lower. Not sure about this one. It's 900,000, wasn't it?
It was.
So we'll go 800. 800.
And Mark?
Yeah, I think it was around the 800,000 mark. So I'm going to go 805,000.
Well, for the first time, you've all agreed and you've all said lower. So it'd be quite embarrassing if it was higher, wouldn't it?
Oh, no.
Yeah, 1.1 mil. Definitely
Killed one of our homegrown.
You all get a point for saying lower. Well done. The official figure for the Louis Thompson figure, 684,000. Which means with 700k, Warren gets the bonus. Oh, hang on.
And Woody.
No, we said 800. Hang on.
Let's take the 700.
Did I say 650?
You did. I'm just 650. So you were Warren's still closer, I'm afraid. So Warren gets the bonus point. I just had to do some very slow maths there.
Didn't two people say the same amount?
No, we got close. We had a 6 and a 650.
All right.
I said 800.
You did say 800.
Yeah. What was I say?
700.
700.
Oh.
Sorry.
I thought it was 8. Sorry, my fault.
That's all right.
That's actually Ned's fault. Ned's fault. I wasn't questioning until Ned said something.
One more and we're at the halfway stage of the game, and I'll give you a score update, because you guys trying to figure out these sums, you probably have no idea how many points you've actually claimed so far. Unless you get along. So we go from Louis Thompson's 684 to Paul Bowden to Crystal Palace.
Oh.
Who went first? Was it Woody? So Mark.
Wow. Tricky. I think it's going to be lower.
Okay. Lower than 684.
Yeah. 595,000.
595. Ned? See, I love it when we go to the slightly older era players, because the slightly older members of the panel start thinking, I should know this, I should really know. Warren's just like, yeah, I don't know.
I do know Paul Bowden, by the way.
I've at least heard of it.
Yeah.
What year was this?
This transfer was in the 1991 season.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Did they even spend higher than that?
I can answer that for you, Warren, by saying Craig or Mark, because I assume you'll know this straight off the top of your head. First £1 million player was who and when?
McLaughlin.
1970. Oh, Swindon player or first £1 million player.
Just first £1 million
McLaughlin.
Trevor Francis. 1980.
There you go, Warren.
Cool. I'm in.
I'm going to say higher, and I just can't think.
So higher than 684.
Higher than 684. I'm going to say higher than 684 for like 750.
750. Craig?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Crystal Palace were in the top division then, weren't they? So
it was called Division 1 then, Warren.
Division 1, yeah.
Cheers, mate.
I still think it was lower. So
it wasn't the Premier League for another 3 years yet.
I'm going to go 670.
670 for Craig. Warren?
Oh, God.
Flip a coin.
Yeah.
I'll give you the same choice as I gave Ben last time, higher or lower.
I'm going to go lower.
Okay.
And I'm going to go 625.
625. Ben?
Lower.
650.
And Woody.
Go lower. 525.
Oh, fuck,
Five-
didn't I? Jesus Christ.
So,
£525. Be with that desperate.
Who are we on about here? Billy Bowden or Paul?
so Ned was the only one to say that Paul Bowden went for more than Louis Thompson.
Wrong,
And
Ned.
Ned, you were correct to do so.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Ned.
Paul Bowden went for 698,000.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Which means that Craig gets the bonus point for saying 670.
What a mate.
Well done, Craig.
That's such a bizarre amount to go for, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
Again, I don't know where they come up with the criteria to make these numbers.
That would probably be official, I'd imagine, because back then you disclosed what the transfer fees were, didn't you? So
They just
at
made
the
it.
halfway
Just
stage,
press random keys.
in reverse order, Ben has 5 points.
Get in.
Thanks for coming, Ben.
That's right.
Woody and Mark have 6 points. Craig has 8 points. Warren has 9 points.
Come on.
And Ned is leading the way on 11 points.
Well
done, the Ned.
The Ned.
This is his domain.
I meant to say this earlier, but the halfway stage of the game seems the perfect time to bring it up. On behalf of everyone that was involved, both in the episode and in the podcast generally, we just want to thank everyone for the kind comments and support to last week's episode. It certainly means a lot to those of us who were on there, that you continue to take the time to watch and interact. And yeah, such nice feedback, I know. On the posts on social media, I know that a few of the panelists got personal messages as well, which meant a lot to them. So from all of us, thank you for that. We really do appreciate it.
yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to the game then. We've got Paul Bowden on 698, and I want to know Wayne Allison's move to Huddersfield, more or less? Woody.
Less 600.
Less 600. Ben?
More 800.
More 800. Warren?
Big Chief.
This was in 97-98, so you were alive.
Yeah. No, Wayne Allison, striker. Yeah. I'm going to go higher because striker, you just think maybe bit more transfer fee with
Justin
it.
Striker goes for more than left back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a valid point.
You wait till you see the rest of the list.
6, 8, yeah. 850.
850. Craig?
475. Now, I am absolutely sure that 475 was paid for Addison, but I can't remember if it was us that paid for it or if that's how much we sold him for. So I'm going to go for 475. 50-50 shout.
Ned?
I'm confident he went for over $1 million.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 1.2 million.
1.2 million. Okay, and Mark?
Now, I remember this transfer, and it's around the £800,000 mark. We paid about 475,000 from Craig from recollection. And as Ben's already guessed, 800,000. And bearing in mind the weird numbers of these total, I'm going to go 799,000.
799,000. Well, I can confirm that some of the recollections were very accurate. It was a higher fee received, so that means that Mark and Ned and Warren and Ben all get a point for saying higher. The official fee, 1.04 million.
Ned.
Get in there.
Ned.
No way.
So yes, I believe with his prediction of 1.2 mil, Ned gets the bonus point.
Well done, Ned. Ned, you got good knowledge of these.
This is my area, baby. This is like
It's not.
you know,
You're like. Yeah,
asking a fireman about like how you put out a fire. It's like, well, you know, you get the water. This is my bread and butter. However, I think if we get closer to today's transfers, I think I'm going to struggle.
But this is like Joe and Scotland knowledge. You know, this is good. It's impressive.
Well, this is going to be a very interesting direct comparison because we take Wayne Allison's 1.04 million mark, and I ask you, Duncan Shearer's move to Blackburn.
Oh,
everyone, no, oh, God.
Absolutely
I know this one.
shafted. It's lower.
Okay.
It's lower. How much lower? Then we got well and truly screwed on this. 715,000.
715. Okay, Ned.
Well, this is my favourite player of all time, and again, this was over $1 million. So I'm going to say 1 point. It wasn't much, considering this was like buying our chances of promotion, wasn't it? I'm going to say
higher or lower than 1.04 million.
I'm going to say higher. I'm going to say 1.4 million.
Okay, Craig, I don't know if you caught who we're actually discussing this time, but we've got Wayne Allison's 1.04 million against Duncan Shearer and his move to Blackburn in 91-92.
I'm pretty sure it was less than $1 million. This is when Blackburn bought them when I think it was around the 800, 900s. So I'm going to go 875.
Warren? So just to clarify, Warren, I know this before you were here again, Mark was confident it was less than $1 million. Ned's absolutely sure it's more than $1 million. And Craig was pretty confident it's less than $1 million.
They've really puzzled me here, Fivey. I'm in trouble, I ain't going to lie.
Maybe base it about $1 million.
Yeah. I'm going to go short lower if it was an earlier one.
Okay.
Lower on the fee, and Craig said that, so I'm going to go a bit shithouse on Craig. 900.
Okay. Ben?
I am going. They paid
the fee is 1.04.
Lower. They paid 874 because we were a threat.
Okay. Woody?
Lower, 850.
Go on, Woody.
So
suddenly I don't feel so confident anymore.
Ned's favorite ever player, he said. He was the only one to say that he went for more than 1.04 million.
Probably right again.
And it was Ned's favorite ever player, so he would know.
Oh no! Sorry, I don't know.
The official figure 1.26 million.
No way!
I remember that. 1.4 as well.
I never remember it being reported as $1 million plus.
No, I don't remember that. I remember them just
sure it wasn't.
Again, I'd like to reiterate before there's any complaints, I haven't made up these figures. I'm reading them off a screen.
That I typed up.
Of Swindon transfers.
So
we've by Ned at the bottom.
So
when
we're talking elite level attacking players, we've had Wayne Allison, we've had Duncan Shearer.
Historic coming at me.
Next up, Nathan Byrne.
Nath Byrne.
His move in 15-16, was it for more or less than 1.26 million, Woody?
Less. Not by much. 1.1. Mainly because I'm inflating what I actually think.
Okay. Ben?
Because it seems that every figure seems to be about 300 grand out.
I would also go just lower, just. It is over 1 million. I remember him being over 1 million. He scored a hat-trick against Bradford in his last game, if I remember rightly. And I think it was 1.11.
Woody's face, absolute disgust.
What an absolute bellend.
Warren?
Yeah, this is a bit more back to us. So, yeah, definitely was a little bit lower, but he was still a good fee. What did Ben say?
1.11 million.
I'm gonna go 1.2.
1.2 million. Okay, Craig?
1.15.
Oh.
This is where we're all wrong. It's 2 million.
Yeah.
Just to give you the ballpark figures you're working with, we've got 1.1, 1.11, 1.15, and 1.2 selected so far.
I'll shit house. I'll go 1.12. 1.19.
1.19. And Mark, everyone's gone lower so far. Do you think there's any way he's gone for more than 1.26?
I don't think we can mess around. It was 1.095 million.
1.095.
Looking at your face now, working out the maths.
Well, no, it's fine because I can officially say that Mark's furthest away from the truth. So
Oh no!
You were all correct to go lower. It was lower than 1.26. The official figure 1.22.
Oh, wow.
Which means Wazza does get the bonus point.
Unit.
Everyone else gets 1 point.
That's what I get for shit housing.
Yeah.
What a mate.
And
Go on the burn.
just creeping up on Ned there. Just keeping him honest, isn't it, Wazza? Next. So we've got Nathan Burns 1.22. How about Charlie Austin's move?
Oh, nice one, Charlie.
More or less than 1.22, Mark?
More.
More, okay.
1.55 million.
I like how you're all going into 2 decimal places now just to make my job that little bit harder. Ned?
God, it's around this amount, isn't it? I think it's going to be close. I don't know which way to go.
Up or
was
down?
Was it 1.22?
1.22, yes.
Right, okay.
This is great for the audio only.
1.2. 1.2.
1.2. So you're actually going lower, 1.2, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Craig?
Higher, 1.5.
Warren?
Or the Charlie. Craig stole mine. 1.45 higher.
1.45. Ben?
Higher, but 1.35 million.
Okay. And Woody?
Higher.
Mm-hmm.
1,575,389 pounds and 26p.
So
you make sure you write that down, Fifey, please.
Yeah. Ned was the only one to say lower. Ned was the only one to say that Austin went for less.
Oh God, it means he's right.
Than Nathan Byrne. This time Ned was wrong.
Oh!
However, I put Austin in this particular position for a reason, and it's the reason that a couple of you have mentioned before. because this is the only one that would have been the same as another one had I not have switched them round. Because just like Duncan Shearer, he went for 1.26.
Oh,
26.
wow.
So, by my maths, that means despite getting it wrong by going lower, Ned still gets the bonus point. Predicting 1.2.
1.22. Right.
This is a disgrace.
I don't think it counts as a bonus point if you get it wrong.
Yeah, I don't think you should actually.
You don't get.
Yeah, what are you bonusing? You can't bonus a point when
But
you don't
getting
get
closer,
it.
like I said,
There's
if
a
you
lot
get
of people
closest, you get it.
If you get it
This
wrong,
isn't rugby.
then you should just be out, and it should be the next one.
Well, if you want me to do that, Ben, then I'll be taking 2 of your points off already as well. So
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
wow.
Then. Let's do that.
I'm just going to
I've
say
got any bonus
5
points.
million and leave it there.
I've not had any bonus points. I don't think.
right, we've got Charlie Austin's 1.26, and we now look at Alan McLaughlin's move to Southampton. More or less than 1.26. Is it Mark's turn to go first?
Yeah, I'm going to go lower. 1.13 million.
Okay, Ned?
I'm going to say higher. I'm going to say 1.4.
Okay, Craig?
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 1 million.
Bang on $1 million.
Yeah.
Warren?
Well, I was going to go. I'm going to go the same as Craig, lower, bang on $1 million.
Okay. Ben?
First £1 million player, I'm going 1.1.
1.1. And Woody?
So I think if we went for $1 million, minus deductions, minus in payable tax, I'm gonna go. I'm
Don't
gonna go
forget
9.
window tax as well.
Yeah. And the fact that we probably owed somebody money for getting him, so I'm gonna go 940k.
Very good.
So only Ned predicted that it was a higher,
my
figure.
God.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
A stupid game. You suggested this.
And this time Ned was correct to go higher.
Oh, Ned. That's gonna follow Ned.
The official figure, according to transfermarket.co.uk, 1.35 million. So Ned also claims the bonus point.
Oh, sorry, guys.
That's a game changer.
Stupid game.
1.35.
He's a stupid.
We are 3/4 of the way through. Do you want a score update or wait till the last couple of rounds?
Wait to the last round.
Always hated Bruce Forsyth.
So we got Alan McLaughlin at 1.35, Woody. And this time we are going to Nicky Summerby's move to Man City.
Lower, 1.1.
Ben?
1.2 lower.
Was her?
Oh my God. 1 point, what was it? 1.2?
So we're basing it currently on 1.35 is the base
3.5.
price.
God, we couldn't have sold a player for any higher than that, could we? Surely.
There's a couple.
What was that? Oh God.
Look at Ned's face.
I'm just going to go higher because Ned's given me a little inkling there. I'm going to go higher, 1.5 million.
Ooh. Craig?
I'm going to go lower, 1.3.
Ned?
I was going to say lower, 1.1, but I've now changed my mind. I'm going to go higher, 1.4.
Okay, and Mark?
Higher, 1.6 mil.
Mark's got clever there. Very good.
So a very, very mixed bag of predictions there, but I can confirm that Mark, Ned, and Warren are all getting a point for saying higher.
Oh. How much?
The official end figure, 2.03 million.
No.
2.3 million for the buzzer.
No, 2.03 million.
2.03 million for buzzer.
Which means
Stupid game.
Mark
a
gets the
three.
bonus point this time.
Go on, Mark.
I remember getting that much from that. I was 12 at the time. I still can't remember. Oh,
Record breakers, wasn't he? He was on record. Do you remember that?
he had the
And
hardest kick. He beat Julian Dix, didn't he? For having the hardest kick.
2 mil.
Boosh.
So
Mind you, not many could beat Julian Dix.
four,
Solid unit.
4 rounds left, and it's quite tight in the mid-table. Ned's got quite a commanding lead at this point.
Oh, yes.
Do you want the score update or carry on?
No, don't worry. I
Carry
haven't won it anyway, so
I'm bottom.
Well done, Ned.
I'm bottom.
Oh, let's not forget that last time this happened, we gave away about 100 points in the last round as well. So just to keep it interesting.
No!
Yes.
Oh, do we get a bonus?
Right.
I think you've overtaken me, Ben. I haven't won a point since Forsyth hosted this show. So
So we've got Nicky Summerby's 2.03, and I want to know, how does Kevin Horlock's move to Man City compare? It was 3 seasons later, went to the same club, of course. More or less than 2.03. Where are we? Woody to go first.
I thought it was Mark.
Okay, Mark to go first then.
Oh,
Not for me, ultimately.
Lower. 1.9 mil.
Okay, Ned?
No, I'm really not sure on this one.
Okay.
Ned.
Come on, Ned. We're all waiting to copy you.
We're getting to the end of the list, so I'm thinking it's going to get higher again. So I'm going to say higher, and I'm going to say 2.2 mil.
Higher than 2 mil.
Craig?
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 1.3.
Okay. Was it?
My first opinion was definitely lower.
Okay.
I'm going to stick reasonably high. I'm going to go 1.75 mil.
Okay. Ben?
1.65 million pounds.
And Woody?
Doesn't matter what you lot think. It's lower, and it's definitely 1.5.
Okay. So Ned was the only one to go higher. This time, I could see the thinking, Ned, but it was wrong. It was lower.
Finally.
Finally.
The official figure, meaning that Ben picks up a bonus point.
Yeah.
1.69 million.
Oh.
My first bonus.
Pulled away from Woody at the bottom.
Very interesting scores now. So we've got the 1.69 million for Horlock. How does Jan Arge Fjortoft's move to Middlesbrough compare, Woody?
2.5.
2.5. Seem very confident straight in there.
I'm just chucking numbers out now.
Okay.
Just like you,
Ben?
Just like you, Fifey.
Is that right? The thing is, I can validate this at any point.
I was disgusted. I was in tears. I was mortified. 1.35. Such a quality player.
0.35. Was it?
By the way, they're all mortified about it. I don't know what the figure was. I'm going to go lower. 1.25 mil.
2.5 mil. Okay, Craig.
I'm going to go lower, 1.5.
Lower 1.5. You've been very serious, Craig.
Well, I want to get one fucking right. I haven't done it yet.
Ned?
Up until I discovered alcohol, I had an encyclopedic knowledge when it came to transfer fees. Now I don't remember jack shit.
When did he play for us?
yeah.
No, he said Jack Smith.
Jack Smith. Sorry, yeah.
No,
The accent, obviously.
5 years. There's been plenty of Jack shits that have played for Swindon Town FC. I can tell you that. So.
Jack Smith.
Yeah, what a right
Ned?
back. What a right back.
I'm going to say lower.
Not a bad left back either, Warren.
Mm.
Yeah.
Modern day Rob Hunt.
No, Rob Hunt's a modern day Jack Smith.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Anyway, Ned, because
1.5.
once again, even playing a game, Ben interrupts you.
Yeah.
1.5.
1.5.
Mark?
Now, Ben's pretty close with this because this was reported as a £1.3 million sale at the time, but trying to guess what this figure's going to be, I'm going to say 1.31 million just to shit out.
Oh, you dick.
So you've all, Woody's the only one to have gone higher, but he seems disinterested at this point anyway. Everyone else gets a point for going lower. So well done, everybody else. The official figure for this transfer, 1.62.
Really?
Which means
1.3.
Which means that Ned and Craig share a bonus point for going 1.5.
High five. Wherever you are.
Must have got some add-ons. I swear it was 1.3. Must have got some add-ons.
Exactly. That's the thing, innit? It's the add-ons, isn't it?
Mm.
I assume.
Bless. Oh yeah, I was gutted when he left. Honestly,
two rounds to go. The scores, I'm going to give you a score update at this point, just because it seems the right thing to do. So in reverse order, Woody is on 9 points.
Get in there.
Well, let's face it. Woody checked out about 5 minutes after joining the group.
Ben is on 11 points. Then we've got Craig and Mark on 13 points. Warren continues to be second on 16 points. Ned, 22 points.
Twice as many.
Fix.
FA, Ned.
Fix.
That's
makes up for all my shit performances in the other quizzes that we've done in recent times, didn't it, really?
I'm waiting for the point, last question, and Woody takes it.
Yeah, last two are worth 20 points each.
So we've got 1.62 for Fjortoft, and I want to know what was the official fee for Luongo? More or less than 1.62, Mark?
More. 2.1 million.
Okay, Ned?
I think this is considerably more. I think this is... We'll go 3.5.
Okay. Craig?
I'm going to go more, 2.05 million.
Okay. Warren?
This was definitely more, and Luongo went for legit proper money, didn't he? Even though we tried to be clever, we were not, probably not. I'm going to go higher, and I'm going to go 3 million.
Okay. Ben?
300 and... No, sorry.
What?
Take his first answer. Take his first answer.
Yeah, £300.
That's what Lee Power said it was.
Yeah.
Sorry. 3.3 million. It's the 300,000 I was thinking. It's 3.3 million.
3 million. Okay. Woody?
This was 3.2 million.
3.2 million.
This is when we tried to tell Tottenham that QPR bought Ben Gladwin for 3.5 mil.
Everyone was correct to go higher. Ned was closest to get the
surprise.
Shock.
3.5 million. The official figure, again, according to transfermarket.co.uk, you can check it yourself, 3.8 1.85 million.
Yeah.
That was going to be my original answer.
That's still sat in Switzerland.
Yeah.
So basically, for the two players, it was 4.5 million for Luongo and Gladwin then.
So
No, it's not sat in Switzerland now. It's £1 less because that was used to pay for his lawyer.
So it's fair to say we have one more round to do, but it's fair to say Ned has won this comfortably. So congratulations, Ned. However, as it's the final round and we want everyone to put their maximum effort in right to the very end, this one is purely down to value. I don't care if you go higher or lower. All I want to know is the official figure for Simon Cox.
Oh, Coxie.
Mark. Excellent.
I'm thinking, hang on. 1.68 million.
0.68. Okay, Ned?
I'm not going to say the exact figure because I don't know the exact figure, but I know it's for around 2 million. So I'm going to say 2 million.
Okay. Craig?
I ain't got a fucking Scooby.
Go on, Craig.
I reckon Ned's trying to shit house us by being so certain there and everything. So I'm going to go close to him and get it fucking nowhere near.
Are you going to go slightly
I don't
above
want to lose
or
this.
slightly below?
Go on, Craig. Be
He
a
can't
hero.
lose anyway, can he?
Craig, Ned's won the thing overall. So this is the final 100-point question.
I'm going to go 1.3.
One. Before you're going near to what Ned said.
No, I said if I'd have got it because of how convincing he was, you'd want to do that, wouldn't you?
Just to clarify again, I've tried to keep these figures as close to combative up to this point, thinking that you guys might have had even scores. Warren?
Coxie went for loads.
Okay.
He was such a talent.
What, and some of the others weren't?
Well, yeah, but I know Coxie. I watched Simon Cox.
Oh, okay. So because you watched him, it's worth more.
Yeah, because that's how I based it. Yeah. I'm going to say 2.3 mil, Simon Cox.
2.3 mil. Ben?
£2 million and a pound.
2 million and £1.
You absolute shit house.
You shit house, Ned.
Okay. Woody?
A bit slower.
1.9 million and a Snickers.
Okay. So I can tell you, Craig was furthest away.
Oh, Craig.
Oh, Craig.
Oh, Craig.
At least
You
the ladies
absolute
love him.
loser, Craig. You are.
I'm just doing some quick maths here.
Woody was right.
Big Shaq.
Warren. No, let me try that again. Mark was second furthest away with 1.68.
Thank you, Matt.
Warren was third furthest away
Oh,
with 2.3.
maybe I was getting a bit excited.
Woody was fourth furthest away.
Oh, that's bullshit.
0.9.
Oh, I reckon Ned shit house, Ned.
Ned said 2 million. Ben said 2 million and £1. The official figure for Simon Cox was 2.03 million.
Well done, Ben.
Yeah,
So-
well done, Ben.
Ben wins the final question by absolutely shithousing Ned.
Randy likes a
but what
smart
about-
ass, Ned.
What about my £400,000 worth of Snickers?
Listen,
Oh,
gents,
man.
it's been an absolute pleasure this evening. Thank you as ever for your time. Thank you to Rich, who was on earlier. Thank you to Mark and to Craig. Thanks for joining in, Woody, and welcome back, Warren. Congratulations for your proper victory, Ned, and congratulations for your shithouse victory at the end, Ben. Everyone at Fools Rush In, until next time, thank you very, very much.